This is Lowell Thomas inviting you to come on an epic journey such as no man ever made.
The life of Lowell Thomas was itself an incredible epic journey. Lowell was raised in Cripple Creek, Colorado, then a rough and ready gold mining town of the early 1900s. He began what would become a lifelong association with journalism at the age of 10, selling newspapers in local gambling halls and saloons. After earning 4 college degrees in 4 years, he returned to Cripple Creek, where he became a reporter for that same newspaper. Lowell eventually headed to the Alaska Territory, where he found his true calling, capturing wondrous tales of the exotic world beyond the horizon. It would be his lifelong quest to bring the drama of that faraway world home to the armchair traveler. He became the American Marco Polo, traveling the globe and bringing to everyone back home a greater understanding of the world we live in.
Lowell Thomas was the voice from distant and exotic places.
Here in the Persian Gulf, we are surrounded by magic names that fair tingle with romance.
He was an explorer, an entrepreneur, a newsreel voice, the author of more than 50 books. He was that man about the world that every adventurous boy wants to be when he grows up.
And it's the legacy of this man about the world that provides the framework and standard of excellence for the SATW Foundation's Lowell Thomas Travel Journalism Awards. From more than 1,100 entries, judges from the University of North Carolina Chapel Hill School of Journalism and Mass Communications have selected the 2010 winners. In the category of Best Travel Blog, the Bronze Award goes to Travel Savvy Mom from Kate Supel and Jamie Pearson on TravelSavvyMom.com. Taking silver, Chris Around the World, and blogger SATW member Chris Gray Faust on SeeAroundTheWorld.com. Gold in the category goes to Today in the Sky and Ben Nutzabal on USAToday.com. Today in the Sky is the gold standard of travel blogs. It covers air travel as if it were a sport, with breaking updates, links, and great visual content. For Best Online Travel Journalism Site, Bronze is awarded to Traveler.NationalGeographic.com. From National Geographic Traveler, Jerry Seeley, Web Director. Silver is presented to MatadorNetwork.com. From Matador, David Miller, Senior Editor. Julie Colazzo, Managing Editor. The gold-winning travel journalism site is BudgetTravel.com. From Budget Travel, Stephen Merrill, General Manager Online. Amid a wide variety of travel sites, Budget Travel stands out for its quality of information, layout, design, navigation, and its community. Budget Travel shines as having the best of all worlds. Winning bronze for Best Travel Guidebook is Frommer's Hawaii, Day by Day by Jeanette Foster from Wiley Publishing. Silver belongs to Compass American Guides, Yellowstone and Grand Teton National Parks by Brian Kevin, published by Boaters Travel. And the Best Travel Guidebook is Frommer's 500 Places Where You Can Make a Difference by Andrew Mersman, published by John Wiley & Sons, Canada. This volume has an intriguing and relevant angle, a guidebook for those with philanthropic interests. It's nicely organized by topic, so whether your interest is medicine, human rights, conflict resolution, or animal welfare, you can easily find information about organizations that need and welcome your assistance. For Best Travel Book, Bronze goes to An Irreverent Curiosity by David Farley, published by Gotham Books. The silver winner is A Course Called Ireland by Tom Coyne, also from Gotham Books. Winning gold is Travel as a Political Act by Rick Steves and publisher Nathan Books. Rick distills more than 30 years of exploring the world into a candid reflection on what he calls the ultimate souvenir, a broader outlook. He explores the fears people have about other people and places, whether those fears include the terror of hair-raising traffic in Tehran or an always naked spa in Germany. In the category of Best Short Travel Article, the bronze winner is Watching Over Delhi Seoul, written by Jason Overdorf in Afar. Silver goes to Ride the Buses for City Sites by Rick Steves for Tribune Media Services in the Seattle Times. And the top short travel article is Decoding the Alphabet Soup by SATW past president Laura Daly in the Dallas Morning News. Laura offers a funny and informative piece about the origin of airport codes. Why does Chicago's O'Hare have ORD as its code? It's right there, along with some other fascinating information, as Laura explores a topic which stares us all in the face every time we fly. In the competition for Best Special Purpose Travel Story, the bronze winner is Me, Myself, and Ribeye by Stephen Ranella in Outside. The silver winner is Greenland's Ghost by SATW member Jad Davenport in Islands. And winning gold, Clubbed by Don J. Snyder in Outside. Don illustrates with demanding detail what it feels like to shadow a professional caddy on the legendary St. Andrews course. It's a hole-in-one for Don in a fun yet serious story of love and respect, dealing with golf and personal relationships. For Best Personal Comment, bronze goes to What's Wrong with Airport Security by Ed Hewitt for IndependentTraveler.com. The silver winner is Why Not Linger by Dyson McLean in National Geographic Traveler. Taking Gold, Bipolar Disorder by Tim Wu for Slate.com. On a trip to Antarctica, Tim explores the magnetic effect the Earth's poles have on many travelers. In a category with dozens of strong entries, Tim's piece stands out with the best combination of commentary, personal angle, and of course, travel information. In the category of Best Cultural Tourism Article, winning bronze is The Sacred City of Shiva by David Noyes in Lifestyle and Travel. Winning silver, Everything is Illuminated by Edward Wiedeker Henderson in Westways. And the top cultural tourism article is The Architect of 9/11 by Daniel Brooke on Slate.com. The story has all the essentials of good journalism while taking readers on a fascinating journey, allowing us to see through the eyes of Mohammed Atta, the Egyptian terrorist who flew a plane into the World Trade Center. Brooke examines the writings of Atta, who was trained as an architect in Hamburg, and suggests the possibility that cultural vandalism may have nurtured his hate for the West. This excellent piece invites us to look at a part of the world through the terrible eyes of hatred. For Best Environmental Tourism Article, the Bronze Award winner is A Fish with Hair by Bob Morris in Islands. Taking Silver, Catfight by Paul Caventa in National Geographic Adventure. And gold in the category goes to Bedeviled Island by Jeff Greenwald in Afar. Jeff does a masterful job of making readers care about Tasmania Island and Jeff King, a strong central character who turned his ranch into a wildlife preserve. The move ostracized King from neighbors and family, and the fate of the area remains a divisive issue, as proponents on both sides struggle to find the correct balance between environmentalism and tourism. In the category of Best Service-Oriented Consumer Article, winning bronze, are Operation Vacations Worth the Trip by SATW member Paul Eisenberg on FoxNews.com. Silver's winner is Think Flight Times Are Being Padded? They Are by William J. McGee on USAToday.com. Winning gold, The Connected Traveler by Ariane Cohen in Budget Travel. Using her iPhone and BlackBerry, Cohen learns how to get around Istanbul, navigating the transit system, and meeting locals who provide inside information. This article gives an incredible amount of advice on how to use cell phone apps and social networking sites to get the most out of any time in a foreign city. For Best Travel News Investigative Reporting, the bronze winner is A Different Journey Than the Bride Bargained For by Catherine Ham in the Los Angeles Times. Taking silver, Heartbreak, Chaos, Mayhem, Hope by Joshua Hammer in Outside. And the top Travel News Investigative Reporting Award winner is, since 2003, 65,000 U.S. flights with maintenance problems have taken off anyway by Gary Stoller in USA Today. After 6 months of research and analysis, Stoller offers conclusions that truly shock the reader and hopefully open the powers that be to the possibility of change and accountability. For Best Adventure Travel Article, bronze is awarded to 3 Men and a Mountain by Jordan Rain in the Los Angeles Times. The silver award winner is Between the Devil and the Deep Blue Sea by Patrick Sims in Outside. And the gold-winning adventure travel article is also by Patrick Sims in Outside. Hugo's World, Patrick's piece on traveling the wilds and the cities of Venezuela, takes readers across the country's political and cultural landscape, as well as his literal one. The writer's mix of practical advice, curious details, and historical perspective makes this an outstanding story. For coverage of marine travel, the Bronze Award winner is The Reluctant Cruisers by Chris Ryman-Schneider in the Minneapolis Star-Tribune. Winning silver, Here Be Monsters by Matt Hannafin on Frommer's.com. And the Gold Award winner for marine travel is Cruise Ships on Steroids by Kristen Bellstrom in Smart Money. Exploring the modern-day arms race to build the largest and most luxurious cruise ship, Bellstrom reveals the carpet grass and endless amenities on board the $700 million Celebrity Solstice. There are oohs and ahs about over-the-top extravagances, but also a close look at what the race is doing to the cruise industry. Bellstrom wins gold by revealing the madness. The Best Special Package or Project Bronze Award is presented to the 2010 Winter Olympics and Vancouver Guides coverage by the staff of the Seattle Times, print and online. The Silver Award goes to Oasis of the Seas Launch Party by the cruisecritic.com staff, SATW member Carolyn Spencer Brown, editor. The gold in the category goes to Namibia by Jill Senchel for The Record and NorthJersey.com in Hackensack, New Jersey. Readers voted to send Jill on a volunteer vacation to Africa. She in turn took them along through the entire experience. With insightful narratives for the newspaper and audio and video on the website, she used each medium at its best as she helped in a project to rescue big cats. For Best Magazine Photo Illustration of a Travel Article, the Bronze Award winner is Lost in Time by photographer Brown W. Cannon III in Islands. Silver's winner is Greenland's Ghost by reporter, photographer, and SATW member Jad Davenport, also in Islands. Jad's writing of this story took silver in the category of Best Special Purpose Travel Article, and the gold winner is Why Am I Here Again? By Jimmy Chin in Outside. The photo that makes you exclaim, wow, deserves gold. Jimmy's heart-pounding photo of the crazed 45-year-old climber hanging out of his tent, perched improbably on the near-sheer rock face of India's shark fin, is the money shot. Jimmy, too, had to be hanging out there in space, risking life and limb for the photograph. Secondary shots also contribute greatly to the spread, especially the overhanging climbing shot, in which Chin again risks it all. For the Best Newspaper Photo Illustration of a Travel Article, the Bronze Award winner is All Aboard for Angling by photographer Torsten Kilstrand in the Portland Oregonian. Taking silver, Picture Perfect, a 23-page photo gallery from photographer and SATW member Carrie Benarchuk in the Boston Globe. The gold in the category belongs to Pamir Mountains at the Crossroads of History by reporter, photographer Andy Isaacson in the New York Times. If the challenge of the travel photographer is to take us there, Isaacson, with a keen eye for light and decisive moments, does exactly that. The reader gets an intimate view of life on the roof of the world. The Best Magazine Article on Foreign Travel's Bronze Award goes to Nepal's New Path by James Vlahos in National Geographic Adventure. The silver winner, War Song. Author and SATW member Toby Saltzman traces her family history in Poland before and after the Second World War in Sumer. And the gold-winning article is Africa's Last Frontier by Neil Shea in National Geographic. In a compelling story superbly told, Shea explores the changes in African society. The story is framed in such a way that demands the reader finish it in one sitting. It deepens the understanding of Ethiopia for any traveler to that country. For the Best Newspaper Article on Foreign Travel, winning bronze is River Murray Keeps Australia Riverboats Afloat by SATW member Spud Hilton in the San Francisco Chronicle. The silver award-winning article is Pamir Mountains at the Crossroads of History by reporter-photographer Andy Isaacson in the New York Times. This is a double winner for Isaacson, whose photos in the piece already have won a gold award. And winning gold in the category, A Village or A Zoo. I wanted to see Thailand's long-necked women. Some would say that makes me part of the problem. By Amit R. Paley in the Washington Post. The headline is obviously attention-grabbing, and the text delivers on what the headline promises. The story is descriptive and informative, but not judgmental. Paley mixes understated humor with an adequate sense of irony, explaining the history of the Padong's women's neck coils and the controversy surrounding the practice. It turns out that the issue may be more complicated than originally thought. In the competition for Best Magazine Article on U.S. and Canadian travel, there is a tie for the Bronze Award. Winners are Driving the Maui Loop by Andrew McCarthy in Travel and Leisure, and Big Apple Turnover, the New York Spa Scene by Guy Sadie in En Route. Taking the Silver Award, Behind the Scenes in Monument Valley by Tony Perrotet in Smithsonian. And the gold winner is The Tuber by Wells Tower in Outside. Give a short story writer an inner tube and some North Florida waters, and then sit back and enjoy the read. This is one hilarious account of a man's paddling his way on an alligator-infested odyssey where slapstick ensues. The hilarity is accompanied by acute descriptions of place and a traveler's advice on how to proceed from one place to another. Each sentence is artful. Next, The winners for the best newspaper article on U.S. and Canadian travel. The Bronze Award winner, Across the Snowy Crest, by Barney Mann in the Portland Oregonian. The silver winner is End of the Road, Alaska, by SATW member Reed Glenn in the Miami Herald. And gold in the category belongs to America's Outback, Southern Utah, from Tony Peritet in the New York Times. This engaging narrative blends the author's story of discovery with an entertaining history of the region and its legendary characters. A truly enjoyable read, it is complete with plenty of travel information for the potential visitor. In the category of Best Audio Travel Broadcast, the Bronze Award goes to San Francisco's Ferry Building and Embarcadero from SATW member Laura Del Rosso for visual travel tours, CD, podcast, and mobile phone.
San Francisco's waterfront is where the city's history began. During the gold rush, thousands got their first glimpse of the boomtown from boats that docked along the area then and now called the Embarcadero.
Winning silver, Lost and Saved, by SATW member Ron Bernthal of WJFF Public Radio.
Buffalo, New York has several Frank Lloyd Wright designed houses, and one of them is nearing the end of a decade-long restoration that has transformed Wright's Great Cliff estate, built on a cliff above the wide expanse of Lake Erie, from a somewhat undiscovered and hidden structure to a very well-preserved Wright jewel.
The gold-winning audio is South African Adventure by SATW member Joseph Rosendo on TravelScope.net podcast. Rosendo's enthusiasm is infectious, his on-the-scene descriptions are vivid, and he weaves natural sound and music into these audio stories with a storytelling style that is both smooth and sophisticated.
Hi, I'm Joseph Rosendo. A Cape Town market, an historic winery, lions and elephants in the African bush, and a Sunday in Alisdale. All this and more on TravelScope's South African Adventure.
For the best video travel broadcast, silver goes to Guatemala, the Maya of the Western Highlands, featuring again SATW member Joseph Rosendo, and viewed on over 300 PBS TV stations.
Today on TravelScope, I meet Guatemala's Mayan culture in the colonial capital of Antigua and the villages and markets of the highlands. Oh, tan bueno. Well, the market here at Chichi Castellango is now in full swing, and if you want to have a little break from the tourism madness outside, come here to the Centro Comercial building. It's really great to wander around and see all the goods and possibly get in a few conversations with people.
The gold-winning video travel broadcast is Assam, India, Quest for the One-Horned Rhinoceros on Richard Banks' Adventures with Purpose. From SATW member Richard Banks, Patricia Conroy, and John Givens on American Public Television. The piece is beautifully shot and tightly edited with good use of music and natural sound.
Somewhere in the far, far reaches of India, in the shadow of the Himalayas, along the misty banks of the Brahmaputra River, glides a gray blur that almost became a ghost. The one-horned rhinoceros, a rare species that 100 years ago nearly vanished from the face of the earth. What kept the rhino from falling into the chasm of extinction? What can its story teach us about our world today, about saving precious wildlife, and for that matter, all living things?
For the best travel coverage magazines that are not specifically travel-oriented, the Bronze Award winner is Bon Appetit, Victoria Von Beal, Executive Editor. Winning silver, Southern Living, Warner McGowan, Executive Editor. Taking the Gold Award, Midwest Living, Kendra L. Williams, Travel Editor. Readers quickly get involved with everything travel in Midwest Living. Story ideas are refined, short takes livelier, with superb packaging. For the best travel magazine, the bronze goes to Via, Bruce Anderson, Editor. Silver is awarded to National Geographic Traveler, Keith Bellows, Editor. And taking gold in the category as Best Travel Magazine after premiering its debut issue in the fall of 2009 is Afar, Greg Sullivan, Editorial Director. Afar presents a stunning mix of standing features and stories on truly different topics from all over the world, all the way from baking baguettes in Paris to gathering roadkill in Tasmania. beautiful photography and well-plotted design take this magazine to gold. On now to the awards for Best Newspaper Travel Sections. First, for newspapers with circulation less than 350,000, the Bronze Award winner section is the Ottawa Citizen, Laura Robin, Travel Editor. The Silver winning travel section is the Orange County Register, Santa Ana, California, Gary Warner, Travel Editor. And gold goes to the San Francisco Chronicle, SATW member Spud Hilton, Travel Editor. The Chronicle provides a cohesive, reader-focused travel package. While themed section fronts steal the show, the inside pages provide a breadth of coverage that sets the section apart. Every Sunday section offers a quick weather-to-go graphic, giving forecasts for worldwide destinations. And the Chronicle typically offers reader service information you would never expect from the Chambers of Commerce. For newspapers with a circulation of 350,000 or more, the Bronze Award goes to the Los Angeles Times, Catherine Ham, Travel Editor. The Silver Award-winning travel section is the Minneapolis Star-Tribune, Gary Westenberg, Travel Editor. Winning gold in the category, the Washington Post, Joe Yonan, Travel Editor. The Post offers a vibrant package every Sunday and is simultaneously both imaginative and traditional. Readers may enjoy an in-depth voyage to the wine country of former Soviet Georgia, chill before serving in a tour of Western Canada, get a bed check for an inexpensive hotel in New York, or discover what's the deal on a variety of land, air, and sea adventures. Now here are the 2010 winners selected by the judges in the competition for the Grand Award, Travel Journalist of the Year. The Bronze Award winner is Gary Stoller, travel reporter for USA Today. From new airline fees to hotel tipping guidelines, Gary delivers the goods and readers are the better for it. He did a 6-month look into the lax oversight of airline maintenance. The piece took gold in the investigative reporting category covered earlier in this presentation. Winning silver, Catherine Ham, Travel Editor of the Los Angeles Times. An editor who is also a writer and reporter, Catherine treats readers to informative, eye-opening stories from blogs to features. Her writing is informative, thorough, entertaining, and overall excellent. She earns silver for consistent, outstanding reporting. And the Gold Award winner, the Lowell Thomas Travel Journalist of the Year for 2010, is perhaps best known for his roles in the movies and on TV. Iconic actor Andrew McCarthy has now added travel writing to his impressive resume. He explained to CNN's Campbell Brown how it came to be.
I've always been a big traveler and a big fan of travel writing. And I met the editor, a guy named Keith Bellows, of a magazine called National Geographic Traveler at a party about 7 or 8 years ago. I said, you ought to let me write for your magazine. He said, why? I said, well, I travel a lot and I know how to tell a story. And he thought that was a good answer. Because most travel writing you read about in magazines particularly is you don't get a good story. You just get, I went here, I did this, and
the hotel was okay, the food was okay.
Yeah, and so I did a piece for him and it went well, and then they gave me another one, and it just sort of grew and expanded out of that.
So you actually wrote that you think traveling makes you a better person. Really?
Often, yeah, I think so. I think I find myself in a real nice way when I'm traveling and when I'm sort of broken out of my normal routine and dependent on the kindness of strangers. You know, I think I'm a better version of myself, for sure. For sure. I think most people are.
But as Americans, compared to, I think, people everywhere else around the world, we travel a lot less, truthfully.
Well, that's my big pet peeve. I think Americans have, 28% of Americans have passports and half of those use them. I think it's appalling. I mean, I think America would be a vastly different place if people traveled.
But why do you think that is? Why do you think people aren't as inclined to go
Well,
on
we sort of
adventures?
we're isolated here.
And we're comfortable.
And we're comfortable here. And if you want to go far away, you can go far away and still use dollars. And
Right.
everybody's comfortable. You know, in Europe, you're in a different country, different culture.
Right.
But and I think it's a shame.
The versatility and power of Andrew McCarthy's writing is clearly evident throughout a portfolio of entries. From recalling the tragic accidental death of a 16-year-old girl in the Wyoming wilderness to seeking out the best soda bread recipe in Ireland, readers experience the highs and then more highs of excellent reporting, writing, and above all, excellent storytelling. Andrew McCarthy earns gold the old-fashioned way by treating readers to exceptional writing and poignant stories. Congratulations to Andrew McCarthy and all winners in the 2010 Lowell Thomas competition. The SATW Foundation appreciates the donations made by so many SATW members in support of its goal to recognize and reward outstanding travel journalism. Special thanks also to all entrants in this year's competition. We invite you to enter and be part of this presentation next year at our 2011 convention in New Zealand.